Hey, good evening, everyone. Ed Buckner and Sarah Fortner in the Storm Center tracking severe weather. Our first tornado warning for central Arkansas has just been issued. This warning does include a small part of northern Saline County. This is northern Saline County, western Pulaski County, a small part of Perry County, and southernmost Faulkner County. Tornadoes moving to the northeast at 40 miles an hour. Strong rotation detected within this storm.
Yeah, guys, we are in Vilonia right now, Vilonia Intermediate School. Let's go ahead and show you some of the destruction here. This school is set to be open later this fall. It's a $12 million project, and it's all gone. This tornado absolutely wiped this building out. The only thing that remains is just basically a lot of the structure, a lot of you can see sheet metal just torn up. There's a water main broken. You can see here it picked up the trailers. It picked up the trailers, the construction trailers on the property, completely threw them at least a football field away. You can see here there is the only thing remaining is I guess this is concrete, reinforced hallways. I'm joined now with Jimmy Harrington. He's an electrician who worked on this project. And Jimmy, talk a little bit about why this hallway withstood this tornado.
Well, the hallway, it was designed to withstand the tornado from what I understand, to give kids a safe place to go. And as you can see, it had some damage, but it withstood. It didn't cave in on anybody, and that's pretty much what she was designed to do, best that I know.
You know, obviously you guys have put a lot of work into this building, $12 million project. How long have you been working on it?
I've been here right at around 6 months. My company's been here about a year and a half now. Like you said, it was set to open this fall. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but like I said, about a year and a half we've been working on this over here.
Now, you've been here on the scene, kind of surveying the damage. Talk about that a little bit. What have you seen? You said earlier that it picked up a backhoe and actually threw it across the street here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our backhoe was thrown across the road, laying outside. The outside classrooms of the building are completely destroyed. Like I said, the hallway withstood, but the outer perimeter of the building is a total loss. The gymnasium back in the back, the ceiling is on the ground. There's equipment everywhere, debris everywhere. It's disheartening to see this, but I'm just glad everybody was safe and nobody got hurt out here today.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I have, but not to this degree. My father actually lives here in Vilonia, and the last one that hit 3 years ago, it wiped out his neighborhood pretty bad. Luckily, this time it tracked just south of his neighborhood. But actually seeing this, it brings back memories of 3 years ago, and it's real disheartening to see this.
Mr. Harrington, thanks for joining us. So sorry for all the hard work put into this property and for it to be gone in just a moment's time. I know that's difficult for you working on this property. I know it's difficult for this community, but obviously right now, responders, we saw them coming in on Highway 107 heading into Vilonia. There were a number of authorities on the way, a number of ambulances. We don't know a confirmed number on whether there are any deaths or fatalities right now. I don't. I know that we do have some reports in the newsroom at this point, but for now we'll send things back to you, and we'll be following this story throughout the evening.
All right, Dustin, boy, when the sun comes up, it will tell more of the story.
Good morning to you once again. I'm Dawn Scott, and live near Vilonia along Highway 64, a town devastated by storms last night, by a tornado that ripped through here. It began in western Pulaski County at the Saline County line, leaving a path of destruction, moving on to Mayflower. And right now, THV11's Dan Grossman is in Mayflower. He has an update for us right now. Heartbreaking, really, to see this, Dan. Tell us what the scene is like there.
Yeah, Dawn, it really is. Yeah, Dawn, you're correct. When we first saw kind of the destruction last night, we got here at around 9 p.m. It was first on the I-40 West corridor. You just saw cars crumpled and medical personnel pulling people out from those cars. They were okay there, but there were a few confirmed deaths in the Mayflower area. Right now, we are standing at the Mayflower Middle School gymnasium, where they are acting as kind of a shelter for people who have either lost their homes, who have nowhere to go, or short on food, short on supplies, and they have what they call their 907 vehicle. It's used in exact situations like this. I was talking to a local EMS man that was here, and he was telling me that they use this vehicle. It has chainsaws, it has power supplies. They're using it to supply power. Inside, they have fans going, they have lights going, they have light snacks. Right now, they say that they've been maintaining about 25 to 30 people. But Dawn, you mentioned it right before the break, how once the daylight comes, that's when you're really going to see the full extent of the damage. And they say they can see that number and expect it to rise. They say that it's kind of just constant flow, people coming in, people going out, and they're here for whatever people need. They were delivering cots in the middle of the night. They say that they are still short on supplies. They need pillows, they need snacks, they need cots, they need blankets, and they are accepting donations. They have 4 different crews here: the Salvation Army, they have the National Guard, they have local EMS personnel, and then they also have the Red Cross. So a lot of people on hands here. No injuries being treated here. They say that a few of them have minor scrapes and bruises, but they did have a triage set up on one of the local highways earlier. They were able to close that down at about midnight. They were able to close that down after they dealt with many of the injuries. But it's just really heartbreaking to see all the loss that is around here. And once the daybreak comes, that's when people are really going to get a full dose of what really happened and what these storms did. We're going to toss it to break, but reporting live, Dan Grossman, THV 11 News.
Dawn, what's the latest out there right now?
Well, I have a family member of one of the tornado victims with me right now. Well, tell me your name, first of all.
Gary Lieber.
And what happened to your family here last night?
We watched it on the radar last night. The tornado come through about 7 or 7:30, and they took a direct hit and lost everything they have.
And we're talking the folks right in what was this house that we can see, Blake, right behind us here.
Yes, that's my sister, Michelle, and Teddy Maxwell live here.
How's she doing?
Actually, she's off tending to her horses right now, and they got a lot of family and help out here. There's probably 30 people up there helping with the salvage right now. So.
And you say tending to her horses are hurt, or are they?
Yeah, they got cut up pretty bad, and they're not bad enough. We're gonna have to put them down or anything, but they're pretty cut up. Mm-hmm. They did survive.
What do you live in Vilonia?
No, ma'am, I live in Greenbrier.
Okay, but this was close. I mean, you heard the sirens and you saw.
Yes, ma'am, I sure did. This is the 4th time that a tornado has come through this valley since 1973. And almost 3 years ago to the day, she lost her home and they had to dig a hole and bury it. And she built a brand new brick home and lost it again.
What will they do now?
Well, they're salvaging about all they have they can salvage. And then they'll probably bring in a dozer and burn what they can and bury it.
What's left?
Not much of nothing.
Any valuables at all? Pictures? Is it all gone?
Very little. It's not good.
How do you feel living in this county all your life and seeing the people, your fellow neighbors hurting like this?
Well, times like this, you gotta give to the community, because Vilonia's always been a strong community, and these people are stepping up. You know, they're really going to the home plate, really helping out. You know.
I know that means a lot to your family, to you.
Sure, it does.
And, there's a search and rescue still underway. And some lives were lost, and there could be more discovered today. I know that makes it tough.
Yeah, I hear on the other side, main downtown Vilonia, there was a lot of real bad devastation over there also. Of course, right out here, they found one little girl that was a fatality in that car rollover. I guess they were on the highway when it come through. It's sad.
Yeah. I mean, how do you move forward as a family member who's been impacted by this, as someone who lives in this community, that this is, as you mentioned, 3 years ago, the exact same thing happened? How do you move forward when it happens again?
She's not going to build here again. So.
I mean, do you think she'll leave Vilonia? A lot of people have said, no, we're not going to leave Vilonia. We love Vilonia. But it's got to be, you got to think twice.
I don't think she'll leave Valonia, but she'll find a little farm for horses and move on. It's just, this seems like this is Tornado Alley right here, definitely. So.
And what are you helping do today? Just clearing debris? What types of things are you helping with?
Looking for their personal items, what things salvage, and then just pushing the rest of it up in a pile. That's all you can do.
And personal items, you're talking photographs, things. Tell me some of the things you're finding.
The coins and pictures and, tractor equipment and, just surmising what they got left. There's not much,
And how are the neighbors doing? Their neighbors doing? Because I know it wasn't just them who was hit. Everyone around here.
Oh, everybody's up and down this road. They've let us in here to help, and everybody's just pulling together. And like I said, this morning there was about 8 of us out there, and now there's probably 30 up there. So everybody's just pulling together and coming to help.
Gary, thank you. I know I took up time that you could actually be back there helping. So I appreciate you taking the time with me this afternoon to talk and to share with us, and we wish you the very best as you guys begin the rebuilding process. Thank you so much.
You're watching continuous coverage on THV 11, completely unrehearsed as it happens, as stories come in, and once again, as appeals go out to you. And if you're watching, it means you have a heart, you have compassion for what you've seen so far. Go to THV11.com. This is home disaster relief. You'll see ideas as to ways you can help and what's being done already. I just took a quick little tour down the side of the road. Some home, Santa Claus, a residue from some life from the holidays after what happened last night. And then also found, I think Dawn has already showed you this, out in the field, a teddy bear, the residue of a young life that had to cope with the storm like so many thousands of Arkansans did. Shelby Danielson of our staff has led over here some volunteers, young volunteers too. These guys are just young pups. You're all young pups. Good to see you. What's your first name?
Dylan Earnhardt.
What? And?
Eric Baker.
Eric, good to see you.
Kirk Gunther.
Kirk, good to see you.
Connor.
Jonathan, y'all come over here. Where have you all been today?
Oh man, just over there trying to help out the community and stuff, cutting up a couple trees.
You got the chainsaw. You got one chainsaw. Well, now you've got 2 chainsaws. I just now saw the second one arrive. How much cutting is left to be done over there?
You have no idea. Yeah, I mean, we've already cut down about 6 trees ourselves, and there's still plenty more to cut.
Where are you all from?
I'm from Bigelow, Arkansas.
Where are you from?
I live right on the edge of Conway, right about 8 Mile.
Why did you all decide to come out here and provide chainsaw work?
I mean, just like I said, just feel sorry for them. Just helping out. We know how they feel. I mean, that's all I got to really say, man.
Say what?
It's what good people do.
There was no forethought. I mean, there was just no questioning you were going to come out here. How'd you all get together?
Well, I just called my buddy up, and he said, we're going to go out there in the morning. I said, I'll be right there with you. I was supposed to be at school this morning, and I kind of told myself, what's more of a priority, school or helping out the community? And, I mean, I hate to say it, but I'd rather help out my people right now.
Looking at you all probably were scheduled to be in school. Am I right?
Well, I go to Bologna, so our school is out right now, but I didn't have nothing else to do, and I had a lot of family and friends out here who were affected by it, so I figured it might help us out and come down here and do what I can.
You all know people here. How emotional has it been on the other side of the road to tackle that chore over there?
I can't even put myself in that position because I've never been through something like that, but seeing that, it just breaks my heart. But, I mean, that's why we're here, trying to do the best that we can to help them.
We're talking about Rebuild Arkansas. From what you all have seen across the road, how much rebuilding are we looking at here?
There's a lot to be done. It's absolutely terrible over there.
Say again, what?
It'll be a total rebuild over there.
I'm sorry, we didn't introduce you. Your first name?
Michael.
Milam. Were you here for the other Bologna tornado 3 years ago?
I was actually in school, so I kind of missed it all.
But you didn't miss this one?
No, I didn't miss it at all.
Now you've got a chainsaw.
Yeah, we've been working hard this morning, trying to get them cleaned out.
What time did you all start?
We got around about 8.
And they are probably, you got chainsaws galore over there. Could you use more?
We could use all we can get stand.
Well, we can't call people to volunteer in yet, but you've got a complete state waiting to get in there and help. You guys have already started, but once the volunteers who are maintaining this checkpoint say go, you're going to have plenty more help. Guys, on behalf of everybody at Bologna, thank you, and we hope things get better for you. All right, we'll be back.